37mm Bofors M/34, a Swedish anti-tank gun from the interwar period designed at the Bofors factory. Exported and produced under license outside of Sweden, mainly in Poland. At the time of its market introduction, it was a very effective weapon, capable of facing contemporary tanks. Its performance, lightweight, and high rate of fire made it a valued anti-tank weapon in pre-war Europe. The introduction of better armored tanks at the beginning of World War II quickly rendered this gun less useful, similar to other small-caliber guns with similar parameters, the German 3.7 cm Pak 36 or the American M3. The gun was equipped with a single-block barrel with a semi-automatic folding breech and a small muzzle brake, as well as a 5mm shield with a folding lower plate. Mounted on a carriage with metal suspension and wheels with rubber tires. The Bofors M/34 was developed mainly for export purposes. The first prototype was created in 1932, but development work continued until 1934. The first customer to purchase 12 units in 1935 was the Netherlands. Further orders, including a license for production, came from Denmark, Finland, and Poland. The cannon was used for the first time in combat during the Spanish Civil War, where it easily pierced the armor of contemporary light tanks. During World War II, it was used by the Polish Army during the September Campaign. Experiences from the fights of 1939 showed that this cannon was a very effective weapon. Its small dimensions and weight allowed for a high degree of mobility, especially when used by cavalry. Meanwhile, the firepower proved sufficient to destroy all types of tanks of that time, capable of penetrating 40 mm of armor at a distance of 400 m. In 1939, most German tanks had much thinner armor, Panzer I, Panzer II, Panzer III with a thickness of 15 mm, and the heaviest, Panzer IV, had side armor of 30 mm in 1939. One example of the effectiveness of the 37mm Bofors gun during this period was the stopping of a German armored division by the Volhynian Cavalry Brigade during the Battle of Mokra. The Winter War between Finland and the USSR was the last clash in which light-caliber anti-tank guns could dominate tanks. The Finns successfully used them against Soviet tanks such as the T-26, T-28, and BT. However, during the Continuation War, the gun proved to be ineffective against the heavier Soviet tanks T-34 and KW, which led to it being downgraded to a role as a support gun for infantry. The cannon was produced under license in Poland. A total of 968 units in towed version were produced at the SMPZA factories, and over 200 units at the H. Jagielski Machine Tools factory in Rzeszów. In 1936, it was adopted into the armament of the Polish Army as the 37mm gun model 36-foot. At that time, the gun was classified as infantry, cavalry, weapon rather than artillery. Anti-tank platoons and companies were organic subunits of infantry regiments, independent battalions, and two formed anti-tank divisions were units of infantry and cavalry. Two guns were in the armament of the military transit depot crew at Westerplatte. On September 1, 1939, the Polish Army had over 1,300 anti-tank guns Model 36.